how it affects your daily life and every other aspect of the things that you want to do or the things that you are already doing. We discuss issues related to finances, how to set your financial goals, how to achieve them, and if you are in debt, how to come out of it. If you have someone who is indebted to you, how you are going to recover that amount that the person owes you. So that's the aim of this particular show. So today we'll be having another very interesting session, and today we're having this topic, growth mindset, how to maintain your set financial goals. Growth mindset, how to maintain your set financial goals. Now, what are financial goals? Financial goals are those plans, that's your spendings, your savings, the target that you have set for yourself on how you are going to make certain amount of money, how much you are going to save out of the amount that you intend to make, and how you are going to invest them where necessary. These are the targets that you have set. Okay, I've received 1 million naira this month. This is how much I'm going to save from the 1 million naira. This is how much I'm going to invest in 1 million naira. And this is how much I will spend for the immediate. So when you do all of that, that is a financial target or goal that you have set for yourself for a particular period. And if you have not received the money yet, and you believe that you are going to receive a certain amount of money, you also plan ahead of time. You don't have to wait until you have received the money before you start making plans, because if you have to wait until you receive the money before you make plans, it may just hit you. And apart from that, there are some things that may just come your way. If you don't have a set goal on how to spend a particular amount of money that you are expecting, once the money comes, you will see yourself buying anything that comes your way. Things that have been enticing to you in the past, you will see yourself spending your money on them, because you have not given yourself a clear-cut goal on what you want to achieve with the money that you have received. But when you have a set target, okay, this is what I'm going to do with this money once it comes in, that prepares you on how to spend them and prevents you from spending the money on things that may not be relevant. There may be things that you want, but then it's also possible you don't need them at that particular point in time. So this topic of today helps you and guides you on how best you can go about the amount you already have, the amount you may be getting, and how best you can spend them or save a part of it in order to have a secured future. Now, for someone who is a student, he may have a different kind of goal. Okay, his parents or her parents sends money to the person every day or maybe every week or monthly, which is an allowance. The person may say, okay, I'm going to save from this money to get this thing, maybe a shoe, a wristwatch, or something that you have seen that, okay, is what is on ground on campus. You might want to get that for yourself. Or you may even want to get something big, maybe automobile. You may want to get something like that for yourself. That's for your level, because you are a student. And also a bachelor, you have different needs. So you plan according to your needs. But for someone who wants to settle down, let's say a bachelor, you need to get married in next few months or in next few years. You also have a different goal. Maybe you are living in a 1-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, and you may want to expand. Okay, let me start saving, or let me start targeting this business. Okay, what I'm going to make from this business, I'm going to invest it in a property. Let's say you are going to rent a 4-bedroom apartment if you have been living in 2 or 3 before. Your goal is to expand. You already have 1 car. You want to have extra so that your partner and your children will have another car to themselves. Or maybe you have just been living in a rented apartment for some time. You want to get a new one, or either a new apartment that is still rented, or a property of your own. So you have different goals based on your level in life. Life is in stages. The stage you are determines what you may be planning for, or your short-term and your long-term goal. So for a person who wants to get a property, that is a long-term goal. Except you already have the money somewhere, that may be a short-term goal. But those who do not have the money saved up somewhere already, it's a long-term goal that will be saving towards. But maybe things like clothes and other amenities, basic life amenities, those ones may be short-term goal. But things that has to do with cars, houses and other stock investment, those may be long-term goals. So there are different goals that are there that one may want to set for yourself. Now, what are these examples that we can look at? What are examples of financial goals that one can set for yourself? And how do you live by your budget? First thing you have to do there, we'll be looking at today, is make a budget and live by it. Now, I was talking about you receiving money and you just go about spending it because you wanted something like this before and you are getting now because you have the money at hand. So you need to make a budget and live by it. How do you do that? Okay, maybe your salary is, or the money you earn, you might be a business person, an entrepreneur. The profit you make at the end of the month is ₦1,000,000, and you have been the type that spends lots of money. At the end of the month, you end up spending 800,000. Your profit is 2 million, and you are spending 800,000. What are you spending those monies for? And when you sit down to check, you may find out that what you are spending those money for are not really relevant to you. It doesn't add value to your business. It doesn't add value to yourself or those around you. You may just end up using such money to party or buying things you don't even need. While we're growing up, there are some sets of plates our mothers used to buy at home. They will buy this plate. After 4 years, they have not opened that plate. What do they need those plates for? So that's some of the things that we do. We invest in things that we don't need, whether now or in the near future. You must avoid all of that. Some persons, they just go about, once they get the money they have been looking forward to getting, the first thing to do is start hosting parties, looking for places where events are happening, and they want to show that, okay, I have arrived. No, that should not be the case. If you know what you earn at the end of the month is so amount, you don't need to live an extravagant life. Set a budget that at the end of the month you still have something, so you don't end up looking for money. Oh, please, can you lend me some money at the end of the month? Whereas you make lots of money on your own. You must avoid having such a situation. That's how you set a budget for yourself and live by it. If at the end of the month you need just 10,000 to have just normal life, you spend 10,000, you will still live comfortably. Why then spend 20,000 or 100,000 when you can live with just 10,000? Or maybe based on your social class, you can spend ₦1,000,000 and be comfortable. That is because you are in that category. But if you don't belong to that class, don't imitate those who are in that class. Spend according to what you earn at the end of the month and set a goal for yourself. Okay, this is what I intend to save even from this amount that I'm going to make at the end of this month. So if you are progressing, let's say you earned 1 million this month and next month you are earning 2 million, you may raise your set budget for each month because you are not any higher and you need to live by the new stage or level that you have gotten to. But then until that happens, you must avoid having to spend money on things that are not necessary at any particular point in time. Then another one you can also do is to pay off your credit card debts. Now, it may not be so prominent around here, but outside of this country, persons who have credit card, you get to pay things ahead of time. When you have not even earned your salary, you tend to spend some part of your amounts that you are going to earn. Now, in Nigeria here, there are some persons who are giving loan companies everywhere. They are just everywhere now. But if you don't meet up with their target, they tend to drag you from one place to the other, tell your friends that you are a fraudster and all of that. And you don't want that to happen to you. If you happen to obtain a loan from a loan company, that small one, or even the traditional banks, if you obtain a loan from them, make sure you pay them as soon as you receive your money. For some others, they may give their salary accounts or the money where they receive their finances at the end of each month. Maybe they are entrepreneurs, where they save up their money for the business. Then they will put that account and have the money debited. Now, if you don't pay off what you already owe, it means you may not be able to access further loans for the next month. Apart from that, once you have that bad record with them, they are likely to share it with their colleagues those who are into the same business with them. And once your details are there that this person doesn't pay on time, then you will not have access to further loans in the future. So as soon as money comes in, pay them off. If there are other charges that may have accumulated, maybe interest or some other fixed amount that comes with you using their platform, ensure you pay them off as soon as possible. If you have that set goal, okay, I'm going to get 10,000 naira this month to support my business, then you need to pay back on the deadline that you have set for yourself. You can also help save yourself by, let's say, 5 days before this deadline, pay off. That improves your credit score with the company, that okay, this person pays on time. That may even give them that idea, okay, if this person is one that pays on time, let us reduce the interest rate. So if you're a business person and you are the type that needs to grow your business and you obtain a loan, ensure you pay even far before the deadline. If you have to pay on the 30th, you can be paying your debt on the 25th. That helps you to be a good customer to them, and once you have good reputation with them, they can also recommend other institutions to also give you loans. And because they are always talking with each other, okay, I have a very stable customer who pays even before we ask, and these persons will want to approach you to give you higher sum because they know you are reliable. Another thing you also need to do when you are setting financial goals is to have savings for emergency. This is one thing that most persons don't do. They don't believe that there can be an emergency period. There are things you don't plan for. Nobody prays to have a difficult situation, but some of these things just happen. What if you lose your job? What if the business that you are doing just crashed? I know there are some persons who, especially those who are importers, you have paid for goods overseas and they are coming in, and you are unable to clear them within time. Maybe your expectation is, okay, within 2 to 3 weeks, I will have cleared my goods at the appropriate authorities warehouse. But then it happens that maybe 1 or 2 things happen during the clearance, and you have one paper or the other that they need you to produce, and you're unable to produce it within time. Or persons who are in position to sign off for you to take those goods is on a holiday, or even on leave, or maybe sick. What happens during this period? So you must save for emergency. Someone might even fall sick, even if it's not business related. If someone falls sick, how are you going to be able to manage yourself during that period? So you must learn to save for emergency. Maybe 5% of your salary or 5% of your income at the end of the month, have it saved up somewhere so that you have something to always fall back on when there is any challenge. That's one thing you can also do. Another one is to save for retirement. Some persons, they don't plan on retiring. They just want to keep working. If you have worked for 35 years, let's say because it happened that you set out so early, at 20 you're already employed, or even at 19 you're already employed, and you have worked for 35 years, I think it's better that you start planning, okay, I worked for so years, let me start planning to retire. 10 years into the job, start planning towards retirement. It may happen that government may not pay you your pension, because I know of persons 5 years after retirement they have not received pension. So what do you do during those periods? Are you going to be going from one street to the other begging for alms? No, that shouldn't be the case. Plan your retirement ahead of time. Even if you have not been doing that and you are just 6 months to retirement before coming across this particular content, I beg you, please start saving for retirement. You may just have a few months to wait before they process everything, but during those periods you should have something that you can live on. So you need to plan for your retirement. Make sure you save enough. I do not mean adequate, but sufficient, something you can, okay, let me be living by this budget. Also need to cut down your budget when you retire. So that's another thing you also need to do. Save for retirement is very, very essential to do. Another one you also need to look at when you are setting your financial goals is to live below your income. I already touched on this earlier. Now, some persons, they spend as much as 99% of what they earn at the end of the month. That shouldn't be the case. If you are earning certain amounts, try as much as possible that whatever you are going to spend does not exceed 50%. You have rent to pay at the end of the month. You have persons who are dependent on you that need to send money to. You have persons who are your friends who may just come and say, please, I need this thing urgently. They may not have the financial credit score to approach financial institution. This person may just come to you because you know, okay, this person has stable source of income. Why not beg him to give me soft loan, friendly loan that will not attract any interest? And if you don't have this plan of living below your income, there is no way you have anything to give out to someone who may be in need of your help. If you don't live below your income, there is no way you not start asking for loan every time. So you must try as much as possible to live far below, if not very far. At least let what you earn reflect in your life. But then it shouldn't be that you live above what you earn. Try to live within your means. That's another thing you also need to do. Maintain your status. If you are earning 1 million naira, live as someone who earns 1 million naira and not as someone who earns 5 million. The person you may want to compete with because the person is driving the flashiest car in the world. The person may be earning 10 million and you are earning 1 million. You want to compete. At the end of the day, you start asking, how is this person doing it? Because you don't earn the same amount. The person may also have other sources of income. Do not say, okay, because he's earning the same amount with me, I need to live the way this person is living. You don't belong to the same background. The person may not have persons that he's taking care of. But you may have so many persons that are dependent on you. So you don't belong to the same category. Avoid comparing yourself with other persons who, whether they are on the same level with you when it comes to finances, what you earn at the end of the month. Your responsibilities may be different. And if that is the case, you need to have different goals. Same goals will not work for both of you because you have different responsibilities. What you have may be different from what the other person has. Another one you can do is to develop skills to improve your income. Now, when you have a higher skill, it puts you at an advantage to earn more. If you have one particular skill that you have been using for so long, then you need to start diversifying. Okay, what can I do to improve what I earn? No matter how much you set your financial goals, if your money that you earn remains the same, the sources remain the same, what happens if you are unable to get or to earn from that particular source of income? That means you will go bankrupt and you start begging for alms. No, you need to get some new skills. Let's say you are a real estate agent, for instance, and what you have been doing is just rent. Then you need to go into other aspect, which is sales of property, start marketing property. Apart from that, then if you are now growing, start partnering with some other persons who are developers and see how you can also migrate into that space. So that's something you can do for yourself. Also see how you can build your network and say, okay, I do this. Start getting persons to recommend you to do some other jobs for them, and that's how you also get to improve your income as well. So if you don't improve your income, there is no way you'll be able to live. Now, as we are now in Nigeria, the amount you earned last month, what you were able to do with it last month, you can't do it this same month because things have changed. A high rate of inflation, scarcity of wealth. Now, to even get cash from banks is something that is very difficult. You go to point of sale agents, that is still very difficult for you to get some money out. So if that is the case, you get to see you spend more. And if you are spending more, you need to earn more in order to remain stable. If not, you find yourself falling off the cliff, and that's not something you want to have for yourself. Another one you can do is to start up a business. I talked about diversifying, getting skills that will help you to do some other things. If you have already learned how to do, let's say you have been a tailor now, you are doing one particular set of dress, then you need to try out something different. If you have been doing weaving, what else can I do? You are, let's say, a stylist, just different types. In this particular pattern that I know how to do, why not learn something different that you know other persons are doing and they are making money from it? Try to do something. And what can you do in that regard? If you have a particular business that you have been doing, set up something different, maybe different from what you have been doing. Just keep diversifying. And also, if you are not a business person and you don't know how to manage a business, you can look for advisors let them advise you, okay, this is how you can do this particular business, and as you are doing it like this, get experts to run it for you. You may not have the time or the skill to run a business, but there are persons who are out there who need platforms. You can onboard such persons. Okay, I have this idea of business I want to do, and there are some persons who have the skill to run the business. You can bring them on board. You provide the finance, then they bring the skill, then you become partners. Once you form that partnership, you also get to earn from that as well. And if you have a person who has a spouse, you can also set up a business that your spouse can be managing, maybe at a free time, not regular hours of work, at a free time. That's how you can get to earn money, by doing a separate business as well. Now, if you have earned money, how do you maintain these your financial goals? You are set, okay, I'm going to live below my budget. I'm going to pay off my debt as soon as possible. I'm going to save a part of what I earn. I'm going to set up a business. How do you maintain all of these goals that you have set for yourself? It's one thing to set it, and it's another thing to maintain it. The first thing you have to do is to avoid creating goals that are too extreme to achieve. You want to set up a business, yes, but what are the goals that you want to achieve with that business? Now, some persons, what they do is they end up stressing themselves in such a way that they are unable to achieve what they have set for themselves, and they end up getting depressed because they have set a goal too high for themselves to achieve. You need to know your capacity as a person. What can I do as a person? Can I get to this extent? If I cannot get to this extent, okay, it doesn't mean you shouldn't aim high. You should aim very high. That even if, like my principal will say, just aim very high. That even if you are unable to achieve that very high that you have set for yourself, at least when you are falling down, you still find yourself being very close to the top. So you can do that. But then, don't set something that you know, even if you put in your very best, something better than your best, you can't attain that height. And you start targeting yourself, okay, this is what I must achieve. And if you don't achieve that, you end up being depressed. No, that shouldn't be the case. Set a goal. As you achieve this milestone, set another one. Let's say your own is to run 1 kilometer a day. If you want to exercise, you want to run 1 kilometer a day. Start from there. Your goal is 10 kilometers. You start from 1 kilometer. Today, you run 1 kilometer. Tomorrow, you run 1 kilometer and 500 meters. You keep doing it like that until you meet that 10 kilometers. Now, if you try to achieve 10 kilometers the first day or the second day, you may break down and you may not be able to even come out the next day to even run 1 kilometer. So you should start in stages. Okay, I'm doing 2 kilometers today because I did one yesterday. Tomorrow I'm going to do 2.5. The day after I'm going to do 3, 4, 5. Maybe on the 7th day you can now attempt 10 kilometers. Let's say you are unable to hit 10 that day, you may hit 9. The 5th day you do same and you may be able to hit 10. By the 10th day you will have surpassed that thing which you have set for yourself. So you do it stage by stage. What you also need to do is to focus on creating a progressive shift. Now, like I said earlier, that example I gave, okay, I'm going to do 1 kilometer today, I'm going to do 2 tomorrow. You take it step by step, not just, okay, I must get 10 today. No, let it be in stages. I have done 2 today. Tomorrow, let's see if I can do 3 or 4. Okay, if I cannot do 3, if I cannot do 4, I should at least be able to do 3. That's how you can do it. It helps you to be relaxed while you are achieving your goals. It's not that you feel too relaxed that you don't do anything at all, but then once you know that, okay, let me follow this thing step by step, you see yourself following it through at the end of the day. Don't just say, okay, if I don't get this done today, because I have said I'm focusing all my energy on it, I don't get it done. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you fail to achieve a particular task, try again. By the time you try over and over again, then you become a success. And that will also put you in position to help those who are also coming on the ladder. If you have been able to climb through, then you can be able to advise them, okay, this is what I've been able to achieve. And I achieved it not at a stretch, but these are the steps I took So that puts you in position to also advise those who will be coming through the same route that you have gone. People are always admiring success, but then you need to also guide them. Don't mislead them saying that you can do this in 2 seconds. No, that should not be the case. Let them know how you went through this process, and they will appreciate you forever for that. Another thing is to accept the fact that there will always be financial surprises that pop up at different times. Yes, I told you earlier you need to save for emergency. Just know that there may be financial surprises that may come up. You have planned to spend 1 million naira today because you already, maybe just you went to purchase a particular property. I remember one time while I was still in school, I went to the market to purchase a particular phone, and they told me the amount then, that was in 2016 or 2017, and they told me that the amount of this, the value of the phone is 34,000. I said, okay, what I have on me is just 32,000. Let me go back. When I come back, I'll come and pay. Lo and behold, I returned 2 weeks later, and what they told me was 40,000. This same phone, I was told 34,000 the previous day. So it happens. So as there may be negative surprises, there are also positive surprises. Your aim may just be, okay, I'm going to, my profits for this year, my target is to hit 2 million naira. Whatever happens, I must be able to make, after whatever I have spent at the end of the year, I must have 2 million naira as my balance at the end. It may just happen that by 31st of December, you have 20 million in your account. So these are surprises. They may be negative or positive, but then you must be prepared for it. Some persons, they may have just financial shock, not in negative or positive, and that may put them in a bad situation. Due to take them some time to even recover, to enjoy that fruit of their labor. They have worked so hard, but when they start seeing the results, they'll be surprised themselves. Don't be too surprised because you have worked for it. And if it happens that it also turned out that you didn't get what you have set for yourself, don't be hard on yourself. You have put in your best. You can also do better next time. You can achieve better results, not just doing better. You can achieve better results. You can also find out, okay, is there something I need to do better to achieve greater results? That's something you can also do. Then another one you also need to look at is to use your budget to figure out what is most doable for you. It's the same as knowing, okay, this is what my finances are and this is what I can achieve. If your finance at the end of each month or at the end of each year is certain amount, let's say 5 million for instance, and your budget for that year is 10 million, how do you want to finance that budget? You have a budget of 10 million, but your income for the year, from what you have calculated, you have checked everywhere, you have checked your businesses, this is what I'm going to earn, if I'm going to get some deals, putting everything together, this is what I'm likely to earn. What I'm likely to earn is 5 million. Why then set a budget of 10 million when you know you cannot finance it? If you are going to get a loan, it should be for investment. Don't get a loan so that for you to consume. No, it should be for investment. You want to use it to improve your business, which means you have that hope of recouping whatever you are going to expend, whatever you are going to borrow, the loan amount, the interest, and you also have profits on top of it at the end of the day. If that is not the case, let's say it's a company that you want to grow, you want to diversify, that's why you are obtaining the loan. If that is not the case, it's just for partying or something, you must avoid that. If you know your budget can only take 2 million, then let it go. Whatever pressure may be on you, don't let it come to you. Don't let it get to you. Some persons may tell you, because you are a big man, you should do something that is very big. Tell them that you are making it a very closed door party. If it's a party, for instance, and making it a closed door, invite few friends and you get it done. Don't stress yourself doing something that is far above your budget. Know what you earn and know what is doable. Not just that you want to do something great. No, it's not like that. Try to live within your means. So if as a person you have different things that you want to achieve at the end of the year, but what you are doing at the moment, or the budget you are setting for yourself at the moment, does not reflect your possible income, please, you need to review that budget that you already have. start cutting them down. Look at it again. All of them may seem necessary, but start looking at it. Is there something you now use scale of preference? That's what you need to do at this point. Use your scale of preference. What is most important? If I don't achieve this year, can I achieve it next year? Or let's say first quarter of next year. If I achieve it the first quarter of next year, can I still enjoy the benefits? If yes is the answer, shift it to next year and get what you need to do this year and get it done. What you need to do to avoid depression this year is to live within your means. Set goals that are achievable. Know what is doable with your budget, and see how you can improve your skills to also diversify your source of income. So that's how far we can go today with setting your financial goals and making sure that you have that growth mindset. If you are having growth mindset, it means you are having a proper laid down procedure you want to follow. But then, if you are going to get to that destination you want to get to, you need to remain healthy. And you can only remain healthy when you don't stress yourself out by setting too much targets. Let's put it that way. Extreme goals. You set extreme goals for yourself. You must avoid setting extreme goals for yourself this year. And you also avoid anything that brings laziness. Avoid extreme goals and avoid comfort that are not necessary. You need comfort in life, but avoid comfort zones that will bring you down. That's how far we can go today. Next week we'll come up with another very interesting session. Follow us on all our social media platforms, and I believe we'll achieve great things together. I am Destiny Unuati Ijebo. Thanks for being part of this session.